Today we're gonna do a Edison tier list for the current meta game. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, let's just start. So the first deck here is Junk Frog. This isn't really played that much anymore. So it was played by Raunak at the beginning of Edison, I think. Yeah, okay, it's a frog deck, so it can't be really that bad. If you look at the current meta game, I think this deck is really struggles against deck devastation virus. Yeah, and it only has like one play. It has no miracle, no good extenders, I think, but I'm not that familiar with the deck, so I'll just put it at B tier first. I will change around a few things if I notice that I yeah, put decks in the wrong order or in the wrong category. So yeah, the next deck is X-Sabers. X-Sabers, sometimes I feel like they can be quite strong because they have very explosive plays and they can rip your hand apart, or they can punish decks that brick and can rip cards out of the hand. It has one Ultimate Time Wizard top, also online tournament at the Edison World Championship qualifier, I think, but otherwise it hasn't really topped. So yeah, I'm like between B and C. Yeah, put it at low B first. Let's see. The next deck is Ancient Gears. So I'm not very high on this deck. Probably nobody is. So yeah, if you have limiter, you can sack people, but it's very weak against Cyber Dragon. Yeah, I'll put it just at D tier. The next deck is Volcanic Quick Draw. Yeah, it's like an old quick draw style, old style of quick draw. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of old quick draw lists. This is like a grindy, slower quick draw list. So I don't know. I would put it at C. Chainburn. I have never played Chainburn myself. Yeah, sometimes it can even win games or can even have a good tournament run, but it's very weak against Blackwing, against Icarus attack and end phase. It completely loses to Royal Decree. Yeah, let's put it at low C, I would say. It can have a good tournament run, but I'm not sure this is even optimistic to put it at low C. I don't know. The next deck is Diva Hero. Yeah, I had it in my top 5 underrated Edison decks. I don't. I think this deck is underplayed at the moment, and I might be wrong, but I don't think it's even that bad into Vayu. Yeah, I can't really put it lower than A. Maybe some people would put it at B, but this deck is very explosive. It has very good. It has Dark Arm Dragon, Miracle Fusion, all the good cards. Yeah, I would put it at A. The next deck is Pure Fairies. Yeah, this is Pure Fairy. I'm really not a fan of this. It plays so many normal sums. It's very weak against DTV. It loses to monarchs. Yeah, you have Christia, but this deck is very slow also. I have to put it at C tier. Probably, yeah, above Chainburn. But yeah, it for me is a C tier deck. I think we have 2 hero beat decks. Maybe let's put me away. Yeah, we have 2 hero beat decks. So this is just pure hero beat. Yeah, maybe with skill drains or stuff like that without Diva. Yeah, I probably have to put this at C, because without Diva, I think this deck lacks explosive plays. It's very slow. The Diva is also good to break do blocks or to make Bryanek and then get over do blocks. And this deck really can't really get rid of do block. It's very slow. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I think the Diva hero beat deck is way better. I think the Diva is very important also to get the Miracle Fusion live quicker. At the moment nobody plays this deck, but I think it's not too bad. I think it gets a little bit too much hate, but I can't really put it at A tier at the moment. It's too weak against Vayu Turbo and also any frog deck. So I would just put it at B. Yeah, the next deck is Dragon Turbo. So for me this is an A tier deck. I think it has the results are too good. It has won an RBET, it has a lot of online tops. Okay, it has like not many IRL results, but I think if it's your day and you are a very good pilot with the deck, it's way too strong to put it at B tier. So yeah, it's just my opinion. A lot of people might disagree, but yeah. The next deck is Dark Gaia, personal favorite of mine, but it has issues. There are like 2 versions, the hero version and the more like release from stone hamster Raikou version. I like the hero version more, but because you have like five fusion spells, but I can't really put it at B tier. It's strong, way weaker than those decks. But I would say it's stronger than Fairy. I might be biased, but I think this is stronger than Fairy, pure Fairy. Yeah. The next deck is Diva Zombie. This is hard. Yeah, at the moment you probably have to put it at B tier because it has not got the results this year. Almost no tops. Maybe there are not enough people playing it, but I think this deck is quite strong, but maybe it's just because people don't play it. I think it's at a similar power level than like Diva Hero, maybe a little bit slower. It's more of a grindy deck than Diva Hero, but yeah, I would put it at the top of B tier. So yeah. Yeah, the next one is Lightsworn. So I think Lightsworn is very, very strong. Like all the versions. Yeah. I think I always see people topping with this. I see people on ladder high with it always. Yeah, if you draw decent with this deck, I think it's very strong, hard to stop. It's good into every meta deck. I think you just have to draw good. Okay, if you break, you lose, but yeah, it's Lightsworn. You know what you get. So yeah, it has to be above Dragon Turbo, I think. Yeah. Yeah, similar deck. The next one is Fish OTK. This is not really played anymore because Fishbog frogs are just better, and are way more flexible. You have to play all the bricky fish stuff to for the Kolakant. But still, I still think it's a frog deck and it's still very strong. Yeah, I just put it here above Diva Frogs, I think. It's, yeah, and behind Diva Hero Beat. The next, or yeah, let's just rank the Fish Bog Frogs. It's like the way better version of the Fish OTK. I think this deck is extremely strong. It probably has the most explosive plays in the whole format. Yeah, and not that many people play it, but it's still tops and to win stuff. Yeah, a lot of people IRL decide not to play this. Probably good for the format. Yeah, it's quite difficult to play, and IRL it's even more difficult to play well with this. But I'd still put it at S tier just for the potential, and also it got good results this year. The last few months not that much, but I think like the ceiling is way too high to put it at anything below S tier. Yeah, the other main frog deck, Hero Frog, yeah, it has also good results this year. Maybe not the last the not the last month, the last tournaments it didn't perform that well, but before that it performed really well. I'm like not the biggest fan of this deck. I don't see it like as the very best deck, but yeah, I might be a little bit biased because I always destroy Hero Frog with gigavice, but yeah, realistically it has to be at S tier, maybe on the lower end, but yeah, that's debatable. That's just my opinion. Yeah, the next one is Blackwing. Yeah, the classic Blackwing. Yeah, anything apart from S tier would be a mistake. Yeah, it won the last two tournaments, the RBET and the European Championships. The only problem of this deck, it's relying quite a bit to draw Whirlwind. If you don't draw Whirlwind a lot, for example at a tournament, you might struggle. But if you draw Whirlwind, you are by far the best deck, so I have to put this at S tier. Okay, what is this? Flamwell Zombie. A few people played it, I think, at the start of Edison. Yeah, it's a way worse zombie version, probably way too many normal sums. Nobody plays this. Yeah, this probably belongs to at the bottom of C. Yeah. The next deck is Disaster Dragon. I'm not a fan of this deck. I played this a few times, but it has like very big issues to get over big monsters, and do block. It has problems outing Spirit Reaper. Yeah, do block is such a huge problem. They can almost never out do block. It is slow. You are relying on recruiters. I don't know. I'm not a fan at all. Yeah, maybe at the top of C tier. Future Fusion and Red MD are still quite strong, but in this deck with Red MD, you just bring back Mask Dragon or Quackimero Drago, which isn't even that strong. Yeah, I'm not a fan. The next one is Gladiator Beast. Yeah, this year and also last year it performed really well. It's a classic Edison deck. It punishes decks without back row, like combo decks and frog decks. Yeah. it has to be at A tier. The position, yeah, it probably has to be above lightsworn. Let me put it, yeah. Yeah, I can't put it at S tier. It has too many issues. It has issues with getting over high monsters. It can't come back that well if you are behind with this deck. But still, this is, yeah, this is very strong. Now, yeah, gadgets. This is a funny one. Probably, if you would have asked me like half a year ago, I would put it at B or something. But the last few weeks, months, I'm more convinced that this deck is quite strong, especially with the new tech with the Horn of Heaven. Just you have like more solemn judgments, which is crazy. This got second at the let me close this shit. Okay. This got second at the Ultimate Time Wizard European Championships. It went 10-1. No, yeah, 10-1. I think this. Yeah, I think this deck is also very good into Vayu. It pluses so much, and Vayu struggles a bit with decks that plus a lot and can just run into the Raikos. Yeah, I would put it at A tier at the moment. I think it's quite strong with Horn, Solidarity. The Machina engine is good into bird decks. Not even only bird decks, it's also good against frogs. It can pressure very quickly. Yeah, I think this is quite strong. The next deck is Flamwell. Yeah, I think this deck isn't really played much. It has some minor tops. Yeah, it might be slightly underrated, but you have to run over things with Fire Dog. You have to draw the cards in the right order. Not a very flexible deck. I think this has to be in C tier. Yeah, I think it's weaker than Dark Gaia. It might even be weaker than fairies. Yeah, it probably is even weaker than pure fairies, but I'm not sure. I would put it here. The next one is Amarillis. I really like Amarillis, actually. Or I like to play it. I think it's probably the best deck into Vayu. It's the biggest counter to Vayu Turbo. This is why I like the deck quite a bit. Yeah, the problem with the deck is very, very bad into Blackwing, and it can break, of course, with all the level 8s. At the moment, we have a very Vayu is very, very well represented. Vayu is the strongest deck at the moment, so it might be good at the moment, but it isn't really played at the moment. Yeah, but I think the deck is still quite strong. Yeah, I would put it probably here behind zombies. If you have a tournament where you play Vayu after Vayu, this is clearly an A tier, but I would just put it in B. Yeah. The next deck is Quick Draw. I think Quick Draw, especially like the lists I showed on my channel by Swifty, the Rykolis engine with the heroes to get Debris Dragon live at turn 1 or very quickly is quite good. Also not too bad, also into Vayu. Yeah, okay, it's quite weak against DDV and oppression, but yeah, the newer build's a bit better into DDV. So I think putting out Stardust turn 1, the plasma plays and all that stuff, it's quite strong. Yeah, I still have to put it behind Diva Hero Beat because Diva Hero Beat has more results, but Quick Draw isn't really played. I saw a few people at the European Championships that played this deck, and they were quite near to the top tables. I think one guy bubbled with the deck, so this was quite unfortunate. I think if more people played, it could top a few times. So yeah, let's now come to the big dog at the moment. Vayu Turbo Org, since I don't know 2023, it's like arguably the best deck. Everything apart from S tier would be a joke. So put it at S tier. Clearly a S tier deck. It has very few weaknesses. The only weakness I feel like are like that it doesn't plus that easily, and if it plays against a deck that can prevent their OTKs, like Quick Draw, for example, with a lot of tokens, and if Vayu gets into longer, grindier games, it can struggle quite a bit. But the OTK potential and the sec potential is so big. So and also the sideboard cards and the deck devastation virus, they have so many tools to beat a lot of decks. So has to be S tier. The next deck is Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper never really topped something. Okay, it isn't really played. Necro Valley isn't that strong in Edison. It can't stop Plague Spreader, Gigaplant, Red MD, Rekindling. It's not that strong. Realistically, it has to go, behind Flamwell, maybe above a few of those decks if you play against the right decks and Necro Valley can put in work, or you sack people with Royal Tribute, but I don't know. Yeah, I would put it at C tier. The next one is Synchrocat. It has a few nice plays. It isn't really played. We are at the point at Edison where the tier 2, 2.5, 3 decks, the rogue decks aren't really played that much anymore. It's a bit sad, but some of them might be underrated and you can't really see it because they aren't played. It's fitting that I would put it probably near to X-Saber, maybe behind X-Saber. X-Saber has like even more explosive plays. Cat might be a bit more consistent, I don't know. At least it topped like the last RBET with a anti-DDV list, so that's nice. On to the next deck, Hybrid Blackwing. In my opinion, Hybrid is a weaker version of both Blackwing and Vayu. I might be wrong, I'm not the biggest bird expert, but still, like playing a slightly different Blackwing deck with the Vayu engine, I can't really put it below S tier. It is still stronger than Gladiator Beast and Lightsworn and stuff like that. Maybe at the bottom of S tier. Yeah, I can't really put it in the same tier with Lightsworn and Gladiator Beast. Yeah. Kuras, the Gear Town Kuras build, Yeah, this is quite gimmicky. It can work, but you have to draw the cards in the right order, and I don't know. Yeah, this probably goes to D tier, to be honest. This is like some zombie world build. I don't know. This has to go in D tier also. Junk Frogs is also not really played anymore, but it's a frog deck, so put it next to the other frog decks that aren't really played that much. Yeah, next to Diva Frogs. Christia Swan. Yeah, also a lightsworn deck. I think I also don't have that much experience with lightsworn decks. I think they are all similar in strength. In my feeling is that pure lightsworn is better. I think like the Christia stuff can be a bit like a win more stuff, like to have higher ceiling, but you break a bit more. So, but I still would put it at A tier, just maybe next to lightsworn. Yeah, I can't really put it at B tier. Machina control. Yeah, it has a soft spot in my heart. Yeah, I really like it into Vayu and Blackwing, or Hero Beat and stuff like that, but I also know the problems of the deck. Yeah, it's quite bad into some of the A and B tier decks, and also all the frog decks. The biggest problem is the frog matchup, but I still have to put it at A tier. Yeah, maybe above Dragon Turbo. Dragon Turbo is quite hard to rank, but I just have to put it here. Zombies, psychic zombies is like similar to Diva zombies, probably with instant fusion. Yeah, just put it next to Diva zombie. This is interchangeable. Yeah. So now we come to like my current deck, or what I played most this year. Yeah, gigavice. I think this deck is very strong, especially if you get a good bracket with lots of frog, maybe Vayu, Machina stuff. I think the ceiling is extremely high. The deck is more consistent than people say. It has a lot of tools to get out of bad situations. It can play a control game more than other combo decks like Dragon Turbo. Yeah, it might not be S tier, then I would be too biased, but I'm not sure. Yeah, am I too biased if I put it above lightsworn? Yeah, probably put it below lightsworn. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. The next deck, yeah, this is not really played, this Rose Knight plant deck. Yeah, put it at D tier. I don't know, it's not played anymore. It sounds like it's very weak to DDV. Yeah. Gemini, this is also not played anymore. It's actually one of my favorite decks. It's quite fun and has, if the engine works and you don't break, the deck gets rolling, it's very hard to stop. Yeah, but it breaks way too much. Yeah, but I still like the deck. I have to put it at yeah, C tier. Am I biased if I put it higher up? Yeah, I might be biased, but I put it above Gravekeepers. I don't know. The next deck is Pure Frog Monarch. Yeah, not a lot of people play this. I actually got beat at the last European Championship in round one when I played Machina. I got destroyed by pure frog monarch with LADD and stuff like that. So yeah, I might be salty, but yeah, realistically it has to. Is it better than Amarillis? Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I might just put it here. So those positions are like not really fixed. Yeah, probably B tier. You could even argue like maybe even A tier if the build is good and yeah. But the problem is you lose in the mirror match against other frog decks like Hero Frog or Fox. You lose so hard. You are quite slow, but yeah, dropping a monarch every turn is quite strong. The next deck is Garden Control. I saw quite a few people play this at the European Championships. Yeah, I played it myself at one local. It's quite funny. If you get the engine going, the volcanic engine, it's quite strong actually, but this deck is also very fragile if you lose your first flip. And it also struggles with turn 1 Icarus and stuff like that, so is it better than X-Sabers? Probably not. I just put it behind Synchro Cat. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I underestimated. It got second at the Ultimate Time Wizard, but I'm not sure how serious you can take that result. Maybe people were so bad into playing against Garden. I'm not sure. The next deck is the fairy deck, the pudding fairy deck. I just put the Sky Scotch Enrise. I played this a few times. I quite like it actually. I think it's way better than any other pure fairy deck, fairy stuff. It's weaker than Christia's one, I would say, but it's way stronger than normal fairies. Where to put this? I would put it above X-Sabers. Also Junk Frogs. Yeah, this Junk Frog isn't really played. Yeah, also above Fish, probably. Like behind Quick Draw, maybe. Yeah, I would put it here. The next deck is Norellas. This is also not played that much anymore, but I think it's quite strong. You can sack people if you draw well at a tournament. You can really sack people. Also plays Dark Armed. Most people play this deck with Vayu, which is probably by far the best version. I don't think it's the strongest deck. Is it better than X-Sabers? Yeah, probably. Maybe I put it here. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's quite weak to DD Crow and stuff like that. Also, in a Vayu meta game, it can struggle if you discard all the Vayu pieces. Also, if you discard like 3-bound frogs and your opponent's monarchs you when you Norellas the field and then your opponent starts ripping their Miracle Fusion or monarchs, then it's not the best, but I think it's still quite a strong deck. The next deck, this Everest Substitute is Dream Frog. This isn't really played anymore because it got replaced by like the Forks deck, and yeah, I think like this deck is the main reason why Vayu started maining deck devastation virus. This had like a strong phase in 2024 in the summer. Yeah, this was when after this deck won like 2 Ultimate Time Wizard, Vayu started playing DDV in the main. Yeah, because of the DDV meta, I can't put it at S tier. I'll have to put it at A. I think it's still very strong. Also, I saw like people have started to play this deck again with Water Art Aoi in the main deck. So this is also quite a good tech, I would say. Yeah, I have to put it here. It isn't really played anymore, but playing like the whole Substitute Everest stuff, it's yeah, it's too strong to put it anywhere below this. The next deck is Quick Draw Machina. Yeah, I played this at Fraser Smith's online locals. I really like this deck. I probably like this more than the normal quick draw deck, so I'll just put it here. It's similar in power level. I would put it here. The next deck is Machina Hero. This deck just got top 4 at the European Championships in Berlin. I also tested this, played it quite a bit. It's like an anti-DDV deck, but it has some issues. It can also break. It doesn't play that many machines for Fortress to discard. Yeah, I don't like a few things. I like quite a few things. So, but I'm not sure if it's an A tier deck. I'll put it at the top of B at the moment. Yeah. The next deck is Flip Dragon. This deck was surprisingly played quite a bit at the European Championships, and it got second at the Attack of the Giant card at the German Nationals, and the same guy performed quite well at the Time Wizard the past weekend. This deck might be quite good actually. I've never tested it. I have to test this. It's way better than the normal Disaster Dragon because you have debris, and you found out triple debris can't be really that bad. You can make Stardust. You can use Red MD to bring back Stardust and other Dragon Synchros. Where do I rank this? It has to be below Amarillis probably. Yeah, also below Diva Beat, I would say. Yeah, maybe here. Maybe like at the same level of Quick Draw. It's like similar to Quick Draw. It plays three debris, but yeah, it plays Red MD. So the next deck is Twilight. Yeah, for me Twilight belongs at the same. It's at the same level with all the other lightsworn decks. I'm not sure which is the best. I would say like maybe the pure lightsworn deck because it plays the least amount of bricks. But yeah, I would just put it here. It plays the most bombs. Plays Dark Amt End, Judgment Dragon, Chaos Sorcerer. Yeah, it has very good results. Yeah. And the last deck is Jinzo OTK. Yeah, it just got top 8 at the Deck Devastators a few weeks ago. And my friend Nico played this. I think this deck is also very, very strong. Especially a lot of people almost nobody plays this. Even though it's quite explosive, you don't even have to draw Future Fusion. But it's probably the deck that wins the fastest if you resolve Future Fusion, it's almost immediately game over if you draw Future Fusion. Also the Machina engine is also, like I said, very strong. Where do I put this? I would probably put this like, this is maybe too high, but maybe below Amarillis. Yeah, almost nobody plays this, but I very often see this doing well. Yeah, yeah, just put it here. So yeah, so this is the tier list. Would I change anything looking at it now? No, I think this is quite okay. Yeah, it's just my opinion. If you disagree, you can maybe write something in the comments if you have different opinions on decks. Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Yeah, and until the next one.